Okay, new game, new campaign. Official campaign. The goal is a druid. Half-orc druid is kind of what Kikoskia's doing on his Neverwinter Nights playthrough, so no. I might do a half-orc ranger, though, later. Elf. Or another human. But I think elf. I don't have a normal elf. An elf druid is kind of cliche, but oh well. Grey orc. Why are grey hulks +2 strength, +2 wisdom, -2 charisma, -2 intelligence? 40 feet, light sensitivity, scent. Favorite class is cleric. And level of adjustment of +1. Probably because of the +2 strength and +2 wisdom, among other things. I'm going to once again remind you the hell no level adjustment +3. I could get a normal gnome. Okay. Or a dwarf. +2 constitution, -2 charisma. -4 charisma. -2 dexterity. Okay, lore affinity +2, stone cunning. Weapon familiarity won't work because, well, druid. No level adjustment. Skin color. Hair color can be green. Interesting. Okay. Let's do yellow. Okay, not many selections. Okay, head's still fairly well in proportion. Clipping issues. That looks fairly druidic-like. Let's see what else there is. Interesting. I think I'll go with that last one. Where is it? There it is. Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. Druid. We'll go lawful neutral this time. I have a bunch of goods. Kalimvor? Sylvanas. Fire. Water. Earth. Wind. Dinosaurs? Dinosaurs? Sylvanas would be the normal. I'll go with dinosaurs. Let's see what the recommended is. Okay, decent strength is good. Charisma's low, intelligence is low. Constitution is high because of that +2 constitution. Dexterity is low because of the -2 dexterity. +2. Strength is probably going to be a little bit necessary because druids do a lot of melee. So, yeah. Let's see if I... +1 will save, +1 constitution. Wild child. +1 survival, +1 tumble, +1 hide, +1 move. Moose, I think I'll do that. Let's see what this is. These packages do not give any... Okay, Shaman is personified the divine side, focusing on spell casting. Raw physical power, brute force. Okay. Guardian, focusing on skills and spells, make endurance, more endurance. Venture forth from the wilds into civilization in search of knowledge. Talk rather than fight. And the default druid. But I'm going to customize. Okay, I have 16. This should be high. This should be high. This should be high. And I have a couple more. Let's get the spot. I don't have any spots. Let's go back a little bit. That'll give me an extra 4. Let's focus more on... Yeah, there we go. Still want that. Back. Customize. Okay. I like the dinosaur companion idea. But you are bad. Bad, I say. What's you recommend? Toughness. Practice spellcaster, combat casting, scribe scroll, able learner. Luck of heroes I like. Fiendish heritage. Non-good alignments. I'm going to see what kind of companions they have before I do Luck of Heroes. Badger, Wolf, Brown Bear, Boar, Giant Spider, Panther. Cool. And now you have to customize it. Okay. And Dinosaur Companion. Keen! We can name him Keen. Unfortunately, it's not a compy. I would love to have a compy as a companion, but it's generally rather small. Gare, Megan, Sacha, Nechi, Dubba, Karis, Dawn, Durna, Treg, Reen, Galti, Kirigan? Okay. Legnar? Sulinas? Legnar. Alderlet. Okay. And here we go.
At my command, you shall feel my wrath. You shall fall here today. To the fight! The good of all! By the mother's wrath! Here you meet your end! I am wounded! I'm in trouble here! The enemy of the moment is in my sight. It is time to concede. Here! Guide your attention to me! Shield me from the enemy. Hold this place. Let them... Ha!
Okay. Mature commander?
Come on, it's time to take out the trash! Ha! Take that!
No.
We have no choice. They must be eliminated.
I'm playing with someone with that sound.
Surrender! I will strike you down. Or
step up to the fight. I hope you like pain! Alright, I says you attack right now!
No.
To arms! To battle!
feel my sting!
I will not be defeated!
Your blood shall spill.
I have need of healing. Can I get some help here?
The enemy is near.
We cannot win. We must escape.
You're nothing but a coward.
Huh.
Time to finish this.
Don't make this too easy for me.
One mistake and you're mine. I will destroy you. Keep me in the fight. Heal my wounds. Rally to me.
Enemies approach. Be prepared. Fall back. Quickly.
To battle! I'll deal with this one. This shouldn't take long. Here I come.
I need healing.
I need some help over here. And now we have another set of enemies for the slaughter.
We need to fall back.
Is that so? If you think you can take me, prove it.
Here we go. Maiden. We'll go with Maiden. It's not as hilarious as blood makes the grass grow, but okay.
So many years ago today. Ah, my foster daughter is up and dressed, I see. Today is the High Harvest Fair, and the West Harbor Village Council requires me to man the archery competition. The human need to celebrate Remembrance Days baffles me, but at least something productive may come of it. The merchant Galen is here. He'll want my furs, as he usually does. Coins can be useful in getting by. This
Ding,
past season has
ding,
been a hard one
ding,
for both tilled
ding,
fields
ding,
and wildlands.
ding,
While I attend to the
ding,
archery
ding,
contest,
ding, ding,
I will
ding,
need you
ding,
to deal with the
ding,
merchant. Fetch my furs from the chest. Over by the painting.
Disabled. Let's see what my oh, I don't have anything memorized. Okay, cure minor, flare, resistance, I think. Camouflage, foundation of stone. What is foundation of stone? Immune to knockdown effects for duration of spell. Okay. Camouflage. Plus 10 to high checks. Here we go. Oh, I can cancel to that. Fast healing 1. Okay.
Good. I see you have the furs. Galen has probably set up his tent on the village green. He'll be enjoying the fair with the rest of the townsfolk. Last season, I asked him to bring a duskwood bow to trade. Sell him the furs and use the coins it gives you to purchase the bow. Your friends await you at the bridge. I suppose you're anxious to see the fair. But don't forget to trade with Galen.
Okay.
Eleme Vakreni.
Oops.
Eleme Vakreni.
Hey, Kerrigan.
There you are. Come on, the fair's already started.
It's the biggest fair in years. There's folk in from all the outlying farms, and even a few from outside the mare. That means a big audience.
A big audience, all cheering for us. This year's our last chance to compete for the Harvest Cup. Our last chance to win.
Yep, Kerrigan thinks so too. He's trying to eat my head.
The Mossfelds won both their matches in the Harvest Brawl. They'll be tough to beat, but Amy's bound to win the tourney of talent for us.
I convinced Tarmus to teach me a few new spells. And I dug up a couple more from his spellbooks when he wasn't looking. Anyway, I heard Will Mossfeld is doing the same act this year, so that should help my chances.
Oh, gods. Not the pixie impressions again.
Well, why do you have the whole day ahead of us? What's our first stop?
We sign up with Georg in the village square. Come on.
Okay. I'm gonna go off and do something real quick. Okay, back to the fair.
And the blight. You're sure it's spreading, Orlin?
It's no blight, Georg. It's something else. There's no mold, no rot. It's like the crops don't want to grow. Like they haven't the guts to up and face the sun.
What do the druids say?
Well, it's just a rub, Georg. There's no druids to be found, not head nor heel.
Well,
It used
there's
to be
one.
that warned me of troubles, long before I noticed the signs myself. But this time, we're out in silence. You think we ought to say something? Everyone's gathered for the fair, even from the outlying farms.
No.
This would be
They
the
ought to
time
be
do it.
free from cares, at least for a day. We'll go round tomorrow. Talk to the households one by one.
Right you are, Georg. Tomorrow, then.
Aha! You're here after all. I wasn't sure you'd show. Thought you might be out wandering the mare again and miss the fair altogether. Wouldn't be the first time, if I recall. It's your last year to compete, isn't that right?
Well, yeah. What are the rules this year?
Rules are the same as ever. Win 3 of the 4 events, and you win the Harvest Cup. Win all 4, and the village council grants you a special prize. And nobody's done that since old Cormac.
I get the feeling Kerrigan has been around a while and has never gone wild because, well, druid. I remember him.
Oh,
vaguely.
that boy was a legend. Oh, I'm sure there's 100 Cormacs in a city like Neverwinter. But for this town, he was as big as folks get.
Old Cormac fought Lon Starling in the brawl, and some story that was. But I don't suppose you have time for stories just now.
We've heard enough.
If you have any troubles, you know where to find me. Oh, and good luck in the brawl!
Okay, so let us see.
Need some help?
I want to hear about Cormac.
Old Cormac fought in the Harvest Brawl against Bevel's older brother. Stuff of legend, that was.
Really? Let's have the tale then. Oh, you've never told me about
I
this.
hardly remember Lorne. He was practically grown by the time I could walk, and he left town soon after.
That's right, Bevel. Some say it was the fight with Cormac that drove him out.
Huh.
It was the year of the foul harvest, when the crops grew stunted and weak. Not so different from this year, in fact, and folks were anxious for a fair to take their minds off their troubles. Now, it so happened that there were 2 village lads of the same age, and both of them were big. Now, not just big in a physical sense, mind you, but big in talent, and big in courage, and big in potential. Now, one of them alone would have been too big for this village, but they were 2, and the time was ripe for a contest between them.
Okay, if you notice a little flub there, it's because I paused the video capture because food got ready. And I apologize if you hear me again. So Cormac was one, and his rival was Bevel's brother?
Yes, indeed. The brother of our very own Bevel, and the eldest of the Starling lads. Lorne Starling was his name, and he was a sight. Over 7 foot tall and built like a High Lord's keep. Our Bevel's a sturdy lad, to be sure, but it'd take 2 of him to match Lorne for size. Now, old Lorne was champion of the Harvest Brawl. 3 years he'd held the title, and most boys had only to look at him for they'd faint dead away. But our Cormac had a notion to win the brawl that year and humble his rival for good. So, up he steps, and the crowd goes hushed. Then Lorne starts insulting him. It began as a good-natured ribbing, but Cormac just stood there, and he didn't say a word. And that got Lorne angry.
He just stood there and said nothing.
There's some who'd agree with you, and some who wouldn't. But let me finish the story before you judge.
Oh, right. Okay, go on.
Old Cormac took every insult that Lorne could think up. Didn't blink or say a word. That got Lorne so angry that he came at Cormac in a fury. Cormac took a few hits, but mostly he tried to stay out of Lorne's way. And Lorne got madder and madder and madder still. It went on for hours like that, through one day and into the next. Folks watched the match in shifts, one fellow sleeping and another awake. Then they'd swap places and fill each other in. And still Lorne got madder and wilder. Then, all of a sudden, Cormac stopped in his tracks and gave old Lorne a punch right in the nose. Oh, Lorne was so angry by then he couldn't block it. Cormac gave him another punch, and another, and another, until old Lorne toppled over like a felled oak. And just like that, Cormac won the Harvest Brawl.
So what happened? Why did he strike when he did? Why did he wait so long?
I asked Cormac the same thing, just before he left town. Georg, he said to me, Lorne is a big fella, but his anger made him small. I just had to wait till he was small enough to beat.
Oh. In other words, you got him angry. Okay.
Next day, Cormac was gone. Folks reckoned that he'd done all there was to do in West Harbor, and it was time to move on. As for Lorne, well, Lorne Starling never was the same after that fight. He and Cormac had been friends, you might say, but only one of them was going to leave that ring with his pride intact. Lorne skipped town too. Went and joined the Neverwinter Army, I hear.
Huh. Thanks for the story. I've got my own cup.
Quite right. And the day's getting on.
It would be nice if you could have something that epic at the beginning of the adventure, but it's unreasonable. This is a tutorial after all. Mug of mead. And still, Amy is... there's no change. Okay, well, we don't want your cheap squirrel. The dinosaur is also something that doesn't come in the original campaign. The dinosaur comes with the Storm of Zahir, just like the Yanti race. But I like the idea of having a pet dinosaur, so there's the dinosaur. I imagine he's been around since a hatchling. Nuzzling the back of my character. Looks like everybody else around here is very okay, all that's left is special orders. And here are the furs. And I'm ready to trade. Okay, and bow. Okay, and we're done. And let's take care of the magic. Juggling and puppetry are well and good, but the children want to see magic, and so do I. Okay, come on, Amy, your public awaits. A summoning spell. Ah!
Dabra.
Awesome. Really easy. But again, tutorial. Mother, are you all right? Okay. A pig. Alright, we'll take a look at this pig. Let's see if Amy follows us this time. Where's Amy? Amy!
Sure.
Yeah, there's something wrong with her voice file. Like, they must not have made a slight error with who was where.
Well, Orland's right. This pig's been enchanted. It's a faint aura, so it could have been a simple enlargement spell, or maybe a potion.
Okay, can you dispel it? Or where could he have done it?
Galen's been known to bring special orders from the city, and he keeps them quiet, too. He's good about that.
Or maybe Louis got it from one of those travelers who's gone missing on his land. Remember that bard last season? Louis offered to guide him into the swamp, and he never came back out again.
Huh. Do you have any ideas?
Well, Retta did give us a scroll of Lesser Dispel. All I'd have to do is read the words.
Wait a minute. Shouldn't we say something to Louis? He's a foul old wretch. But we ought to give him a chance to withdraw his pig from the contest before he's shamed in front of everyone.
It's his own fault. We're going to use the scroll. I'm lawful, not good. Okay. Ghostly Visage, Summon Creature, Lesser Dispel. There's no difference between a... Oh, I can't use the bow. They just count on the spell. They don't care whether it's an arcane version or not.
Sure.
Hell, thank you. Look what you done to my pig. Glad to be of help, Orlin. Ah, thanks, Orlin. Gives you pork jerky, which heals wounds, which is awesome. Where are my character stats? 14, 14, 16.
So, you've decided to compete for the cup, I see. I know this is your last year, but the rules apply to all, even foster daughters.
Oh, I understand. And I brought your Duskwood bow.
A fine bow. A fine one, made by one who loves his craft. You may keep the rest of the gold as your allowance for the season. But you came for the archery competition as well, did you not?
Yes. You know, maybe we should have had Kerrigan eat the pig. Yes, I'm ready to compete.
Fetch a crossbow from the barrel and take a few shots at the practice target. You must hit the target once before you can compete.
Not sure druids can normally use crossbows or not. Did I just miss? There we go.
Are you ready to compete then?
Yes, I suppose so.
The rules are the same as last year. 10 shots and 10 targets. Your targets will be old bottles, set atop the crates yonder. 5 is the best score so far. If you remember the lessons that have been taught to you, you should be able to best that.
Now, consider the fact that you have to roll a 1 to miss.
You're...
And translate that to the level of skill of this town.
I will not!
It's rather unrealistic, but again, tutorial. The idea that in a small town that the best is 5 out of 10 is a little bit more logical. Though, not considering how easy this setup is.
Your blood shall spill.
Oh, yeah, that's maiden blood. So far, no ones.
Be defeated.
Yeah, so far it looks like no matter how high or low your dexterity is, you need to roll a 1 to miss. There you go.
Well done. A perfect score wins the competition outright. I've rarely seen such a fine performance so early in the day. You have a marksman's instinct. That much is plain.
Not
Go
really.
on now. There's still more of the fair to see.
Character level up! Druid. That. Now I have a +1 to spell resistance. Yay. Okay. Let us see. What do I want? I have 3 more. Put lore up, listen, or spot. Or diplomacy. Let's put lore up for now. Get a good head start. Woodland Stride. What does Woodland Stride do? Spontaneous cast. Aha, there it is. Okay. Okay. Woodland stride. Speed increased by 2%. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
Yes?
Oh, let's get rid of the crossbow.
Enjoying the fair? Packs of feral children set loose to find trinkets. Grown men braining one another with clubs. Do you know they're actually granting prizes for the fattest pig? As if the creatures needed encouragement.
It's good to see you too, Tarmus.
I expect you are here for the aptly named Knave's Challenge. Surrounded by muck and reek, and why not encourage our children to be thieves as well? That's what I always tell them. Come to think of it, I don't believe any of you has the skills to compete. Not that I'm complaining, mind you, but you'll need to find someone who can pick pockets and break locks and search for hidden trinkets if you want to compete.
Lock breakers? Pocket pickers? I don't know anyone like that. Do you?
Well, I didn't think we had any thieves in West Harbor.
What about Kip? He's always nicking vials from Tarmus, and he's right over there behind the tent.
Okay. Kip. Oh, we're... Okay, we're watching. Truth is, we need a thief. Yep. Let's just stay focused. And he levels up, which is actually fairly useful. Since it's marginally useful. It's not really useful. The challenges here are so easy. But that's an extra 5%.
Isn't that the boy who stole my basilisk eyelash? And not once, but 4 times.
That's right. My frog needed eyelashes. Then I got him a sweetheart and she needed him too.
Okay.
Don't trouble yourself on my account. I'll settle with the young artiste and his frogs later. Before you begin, I suppose you'll want to hear the rhyme.
Oh, well, okay.
You hadn't heard? Better for me if I'd kept my peace. Georg asked for a rhyme this year. That's what wizards do. We compose rhymes. Here, I'll demonstrate. I've hidden 3 feathers, scattered them wide, placed white in a box, and locked it inside. Blue followed termite tracks down where they ran, green in the pocket of same-colored man.
Oh dear, so we're looking for...
Yes, you and half the waifs in West Harbor. I adore children, did you know that? Swamp children, particularly.
Right, well, we'll be back with feathers. Oh, it's something under the logs. Okay. Come on, everybody, where are you? There you are. Yep. Okay, then.
Yep.
Have at it. And he does it easy. And there you go. And we're going to have Amy tell us the obvious again.
Green in the pocket of same-colored man. I'll bet that's him over by the house. The feather's in his pocket. It's got to be.
Okay. Yep.
Yep.
Sleight of hand. Failure. I've never actually used much sleight of hand. In any game, really. Let's double check the locked chest. I'm not sure if I actually... Yeah, I took it. Okay. And let's go talk to Brother Merrick. War. Okay, and all the injuries have been due to this guy. We are ready to fight. So first we need to beat up a dummy. I could have just hit left loot all. I don't think Kip's going to be... Yeah, Kip does not engage with us. I'm going to do something silly and see what happens though. I need to bring Kerrigan back.
Yes?
Oh. Only once per day. Let me see.
Yes?
Oh, she has a bat.
Feel my sting!
Well, it looks like Kerrigan's not interested in attacking the dummy. Yep, go ahead. I understand. We're ready to fight.
Fall by my hand! I will not be defeated!
There you go. Okay, we're ready to fight the Mossfelds. Boy, we got something of a party. Everyone's favorite for the brawl, looking to beat the champ 3 years running. Sounds good. Look, about time. You stalled long enough. I won't bet it's against the rules. Okay. There's Kerrigan. He won't get in the fight. I'm going to go down. But it looks like we're going to win.
I can do that!
The enemy is near.
The enemy is here. Okay. Now we have to go talk to Tarmits about this.
It really is a dreadful day for a fair. Not even the tents are managing to look cheerful. Thank the gods! The Knave's challenge is won, and I can go someplace dry. I believe that means you've won the cup as well. Probably best to tell Georg.
Hey,
you know
Kerrigan.
the fellow. Large, cheery, talks a bit.
Yep, talks quite a bit. Reminds me, I need... Oh, right. Yadra has a cat or a familiar. I might as well have the cat out more often. Gives me bonuses to some things.
Well played. Well played. You've won the cup. And all 4 events. Nobody's done that since Cormac. That warrants a special reward, of
Where's
course.
Kerrigan?
I have a harvest cloak for you, courtesy of the village council. It'll be yours at the end of the day. If there's anything you wanted to do before the award ceremony, now's the time. Maybe a mug of harvest mead to celebrate, eh?
Yeah, good idea.
I'll meet you at the stage when you're ready for the victory speech. Now, I'm off.
Here again.
This way, everyone. Time to honor our champions.
Where is Kerrigan? interesting. Druid. Concentration. Spellcraft. Survival. That leaves 3. Ooh, diplomacy? Alchemy? Diplomacy. Trackless step. Hide and move silently when in wilderness. Interesting. Okay, what is your recommend? Toughness. Actually not a terrible idea.
What's up?
Just go with recommended for him.
Yep.
Okay, and
I.
Okay. I usually do color spray, but that's because I kind of like my control spells.
Eleme Vakrain. Sure. Eleme Vakrain.
Where's your the white stuff on your shirt? I guess you get that shirt later. That shirt's green anyway. Why is Kerrigan stuck over there?
Gather round, mates! Gather round! This harvest fair's a celebration, but it's also a dark anniversary.
Oh, really?
We all know what else happened on this day. Not so long ago, we nearly lost this village. Almost lost our lives. Almost lost it all. But we came back. Cleared burnt farms. Buried our dead. And put our ashes behind us. And we rebuilt. Tougher and stronger than ever. Long as there's a harvest fair, we won't forget that day. And our young folks, they'll stay tough. Long as they compete for the Harvest Cup. So let's hear it for this year's winners. 3 cheers for the Harvest Champions. Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray! Hip, hip, hooray!
And I have brought up. I have a priest's bum in my face. That's Brother Mary. Yay for random character placement.